Knox family. My name is Sonia Schrey, and I've been asked to share a little bit about homeschooling middle and high school students. As far as I know, we are the only Knox family that currently has both middle and high schoolers that we're homeschooling, so we were the only choice. So, on behalf of all the Knox homeschoolers, may I just say welcome. Welcome everyone to that idyllic world of siblings that always get along.
Micah, where is the computer? I need it for class.
I don't know, you had it last.
No, I didn't. You did.
Yes, you did.
What do you mean, oh no?
I don't care.
Where we share rich family time doing things like threshing our own wheat. I'm kidding. Our backyard has no wheat, just a brush pile and empty bird feeders at the moment. And a house that's in perfect order. Again, absolutely not. We are not perfect. We need grace. And so I would like to suggest that as non-homeschooling homeschoolers, you probably need grace as well. After all, I chose this. You didn't. And some of you are even trying to homeschool your kids and juggle and manage all of this while you're also trying to work from home. While homeschooling is my only gig, I do this full time. So I would suggest that you embrace grace and extend grace to one another. After all, we're all stumbling as we try to navigate this new landscape that features chaos and deprivation that we didn't anticipate. So, I'm going to speak to you. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about specifics. I have no idea what your needs are as far as curriculum choices, that kind of things. I am going to post a couple links to websites that can help your student prepare for an AP exam, as well as a link that if you decide you want to do a read aloud as a family, there are some suggestions on this website about that. I'm going to be talking about that in a moment. But basically, I'm going to go in the direction of strategies, not specific. That said, if you want to talk specifics, if you want to vent, if you just need a friend, please feel free to call me. These are my numbers, my cell phone, and we're dinosaurs, we still have a landline. So there you go. If I don't know the answer to your question, I'm part of a great homeschooling group who usually meets at Knox, and I can connect you to somebody who likely does. All right, so I do want to emphasize that there are things that I love about homeschooling, and I hope that you can experience some of them on your own involuntary homeschooling journey. First of all, I feel like homeschooling is discipleship on steroids, and the person who's usually discipled is me. Brings up all sorts of heart issues that I need to deal with, and the Lord uses it to disciple me. But it also gives me opportunities to disciple my kids as they see me go through difficult times as well. There is the great reward of seeing a student struggle and then master something, and that is wonderful. And I love time together where we can explore both creation and ideas. And because homeschooling can be more efficient, I think it gives us more time for hobbies, and that's something that our family also enjoys. All right, on to the strategies. Again, these are not mandates. They will not, I'm just it's a jumping off spot. I'm a type A personality, you may not be. So I'm going to show you just a few things that we do in the hopes that you might get some ideas. So the first thing is a schedule. So this is Mariah's schedule that I put together for her for the fall. It's just a sheet of paper printed off, and it's inside a page protector so that she can check off things each day. She's got online classes, independent subjects, and then you'll see something that says morning time. So morning time for our family is a time when we study the Bible together. This year we've been doing Psalms, and I love it. We've done several different things, but one thing I've really enjoyed is we'll take a psalm, we'll study the structure of it, Maybe it's praise and then petition, and then it ends with thanksgiving, and then we write our own psalms. So, you might try that. It's been very meaningful for our family. And the other component of morning time is a read aloud. What? Reading aloud to your middle and high schoolers? Can you even imagine? Yes, we've done read alouds as a family and we love it. It's like sharing inside jokes together. Right now, we're reading Watership Down, and we're at a really tense part, so we're eager for each day. It gives us something to look forward to. Another thing that I have done in the past is quiet time. So long after my kids stopped taking naps, we still had quiet time in the afternoon. When they were younger, it was still from 1 until 3. I needed that time to recharge and rest myself. And then more lately, it's been closer to 45 minutes where I say, all right, you can listen to an audiobook or read a book, but you need to be doing that in your room. We also take brain breaks where we move or go outside or even do a chore, which brings me to my next hint, a chore chart. I'm going to grab this. This is just our family's version. It's magnetic. We do allowances, and our kids divide those up into giving, saving, and do as you like. And then they have different chores that they move from here, and then when they finish it, to done. And doesn't matter what your chore chart looks like, I'm just showing this because it works for us. With homeschooling, everyone is home all of the time, and that means that everyone is making messes all the time. So get your kids to pitch in and help. It will save you some sanity, and it's a very good thing for them as well. Friction. It's inevitable. Can I just say that? Friction is inevitable. And so what do you do? How do you manage the friction? One thing that we do is Bill and I are a team. It really is a team effort. That's true of homeschooling, where I take on the humanities, he does the math and science, but also just consider temperaments. I am intense. Bill is not. One child does fine with me in that intensity. Another child does not. So consider that as you are looking at the difficult subjects or the tough conversations, and choose wisely. The other thing we have family meetings. We air our grievances, we discuss problems, we problem solve together. It's not that we have them scheduled out, 5 months in advance, but sometimes I'll say, all right, we need a family meeting. And then the nuclear option. We need this. So here I'm going to demonstrate our nuclear option. I just need some time. I'm usually the one that says that, but our kids can also say that, and that just means I need some space. We'll come back later and discuss this when we are calm. I usually escape to my closet, by the way. Finally, I just want to close with a couple of suggestions for things that are centered around this particular time with the shelter-in-place order. I think that I focused a lot at first on what I couldn't do, my routine, all the things that we usually did that I couldn't do. And it helped for me to shift and look instead at all the things I can do, and specifically serving others. And so one time last week in our morning time, I said to the kids, all right, I'm going to be the secretary, and you're going to brainstorm things that we can do to bless and love others in this time. One thing they came up with, I'm just going to read some of their ideas, make a music CD for some of their nursing home friends that they usually do visit, do driveway concerts for the neighbors, and there are always snail mail notes of encouragement. In addition, I'd like to share 2 things that I came up with, and in the hopes that it will help you to have your own ideas. First off, I had a friend whose daughter was used to going to the library for story time, and of course all of that has halted. And so I volunteered. I put on my story time hat. Everyone should have one of these, by the way. So I put on my story time hat, and I took 3 books, and I was just hoping she would choose the one that she did. The book that she chose to have me read through the glass was Horton Hatches an Egg. What amazing themes of faithfulness that book has, and it was a blessing to me as I read it. Little did I know that in the time prior to that, that little girl had really been struggling with her emotions. She had been crying a lot, and it was just a tough time, because these are tough times for us all. And so I came and kind of walked in on that, and I was helpful. And my friend emailed me and said, "You were like an angel. We didn't know how we were going to survive this time, and we have new hope." Well, I did not arrange that timing. That was a God thing. So don't miss the opportunity to be a blessing. And then today, it was so much fun. We invited another family to come over into our backyard, and we used cell phones to text back and forth to do a nature scavenger hunt. So I would text what they were supposed to do. They would take a picture and send it back to me. And this is recreation, and it's perfectly allowed, and yet a creative way to show love to one another. So anything that takes the focus off of me, I find to be a very good and healthy thing. And so I also try and create for my own kids what I call pots of gold. So for Micah this past week, there was a rainstorm, and I was out walking in our driveway, and I happened to notice that there were earthworms. You may not know this about Micah, but he keeps fish, lots of fish. And I thought, oh, this could be an independent food source. And so I called him, and he eventually was excited about it, and I helped, and we gathered earthworms into a little colony, and now he has food. That was his pot of gold for the day. For Mariah, it was something more like ordering Burt's Bees almond hand cream that she enjoys. So it doesn't have to cost money. Sometimes it can, but those sorts of things. Then last thing I want to show you. This is our thankfulness jar, and it comes out in times of crisis. And so today I said, we need to be doing this. And here's how it works. We are, no matter what kind of day it is, there's always something for which we can give thanks. And so we write something at supper time, put it in the jar, and this year we've decided we are going to have a literal burnt offering. Micah's excited about that. I haven't decided yet. We haven't decided as a family whether we're going to do it at Easter or when shelter in place is finished. But I encourage you to look for ways to give thanks as a family together. We are thankful for you, Knox family, and we're eagerly anticipating when we can all be together again. And I would just like to close with the comfort that my husband often speaks to me. Bill often says, our times are in his hands, and that is true. We love you. Bye-bye.